Okay, so I'm gonna make this video real quick or whatever. There's something I wanted to add on to some of the shit that I said before that I don't understand as well in regards to the way that people think about things or whatever. What is it? Dude, you know what's weird to me? Dude, I watched Lee Camp, right? And he has a free Julian Assange poster up in the back of on the wall of his apartment or bedroom or whatever he's doing. Uh, Dude, think about this, like whatever that represents, like some kind of, it represents obviously like this, like a rebellion against maybe not capitalism, but like the apparatus of like some sort of like surveillance state, or like a tyrannical government of some kind or whatever. And dude, isn't Edward Snowden in Russia, or he was at one point, and like the Russians were, they were like hoarding him or whatever, or like, I don't know what the word, what is the word where like he used Russia as like uh like his, they, what is that, they gave him like immunity or whatever. Like, I don't know the word that I'm trying to look for, but dude, I think you kind of get where I'm going with this. And so dude, think about this. That has to do with there's like Edward Snowden has to do with like the surveillance state. Like you have surveillance like a surveillance state or whatever. And or like no, I'm not gonna say that. So here, dude, here's the thing that I don't get is that, dude, if Russia is saying, "Oh yeah, we got Edward Snowden or whatever, and we're keeping him safe from the mean old fucking Americans," or whatever you want to say, because the NSA is out of control. It's like, dude, why? Some of the shit that you're doing, you want to know something? It doesn't really make any goddamn sense to me, dude. Like, if the Russians are helping Edward Snowden, and you have Lee Camp, he's got a poster, free Julian Assange, and the Russians don't tell him to take that down or whatever, just like they groom like Elon Musk or some shit, they could groom Lee Camp or whatever. Why the fuck is this shit happening with me? It's like, what is the difference between me and, let's say, Edward Snowden or Julian Assange? I think it's the same goddamn concept. It's the exact same thing. And dude, if they're helping Lee Camp, if they're giving him money because Russians basically just print unlimited rubles or whatever the fuck, and then they can convert those rubles to, dollars or Bitcoin or whatever the fuck they want to do, whatever, right? Then why the fuck to think about that? Why do they care about? Because, dude, the reason why I said that shit to do with the money is, dude, I watched that cartoon, The Simpsons, right? It's like this derogatory cartoon about my family, and for some reason you've replaced my mother with like a Ukrainian woman that I don't even fucking know. Seriously, dude. Like, did you replace my mother with a Ukrainian woman that I've never met in my whole fucking life. Seriously, never met this woman, whatever, but she's part of my family. She's part of my family though, right? Yeah, do you want to know something? I don't know, man. Like, this shit is fucking crazy. But, dude, I was thinking about, what is going on with that cartoon. And what you notice is in the introduction or whatever of that cartoon, you have Homer, like, he pulls into the driveway, and then he's near the garage, and you have the woman come home, right? The Ukrainian or Russian or whatever the fuck it is. And what you notice is that you got a red car with a star as like you know those old cars or whatever, they had like Buick. Like you got the Mercedes Benzes or whatever with the crazy Japanese logo with the three, like it's got like the peace sign on it or whatever the fuck, and it pulls. So this has got like a star or whatever, and like, you know, red, you know, like they say Red Scare, or like, and like you could be like, oh, they're brainwashing you or some shit. I guess you could say that, but you want to know one thing I do know is that I don't think that the Russians like me, so it's not, I don't know if it's an issue of brainwashing somebody. I think you're just somebody just genuinely does not like me, and they voice those opinions through that ridiculous cartoon. I mean, that's like a option, because dude, you want to know something? The reason why I'm in the position that I currently am in is because they don't like me. So the way I'm looking at this is like every you know, if you put a gun to somebody's head and pull the trigger, they're gonna drop dead. Do you know what I mean? Like that's, or if you throw something like at a wall or whatever, it's some of you are probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I'm saying, like the cartoon is like the gun, right? And then what happened later on is the result or whatever, right? It's like it's the same mechanism at play there, whatever. At least yeah, it's the same goddamn thing. There's no difference. So like this is something that actually happened. Okay, you actually took my money, my future and my money away from me, and you took like 23, 25 years arguably of my life, or even more, away from me or whatever, and there's no repercussions for anybody that was involved in this. You just keep stacking shit on top of me, like with this COVID shit or whatever. Dude, one thing I can say is, besides some sort of ruling elite, global ruling elite, punishing, dude, I don't know, man. Like when I look at this thing, maybe I don't know exactly what to talk about next. Whether you're talking about the idea that Russians could have built, like instead of coming to America and stealing people's houses, they could have like bought land and built their own fucking house. So let's move on to the like who I think is mostly responsible, like for COVID or whatever. Dude, like if you have to ask me, I think China is mostly responsible for COVID, because like I was looking at the results of COVID or whatever, and it said that like these companies, right, that that were responsible or not responsible, these companies that used to be in business, like J.C. Penney's and Neiman Marcus and like all these companies that used to sell clothing or whatever, right? They filed for bankruptcy or whatever, right? And dude, if you think about who that helps, like who is directly a beneficiary of something like that, it would have to be the Chinese. Seriously. It's the Chinese, or it's like people who stitch shit to. It's either the Chinese or the Indians, like or maybe people in Vietnam. Basically, people in like, like these developing parts of the world. Those are the direct beneficiaries of someone like J.C. Penney's or some shit going out of business. Not to mention small businesses. Dude, you're talking about completely decimating the American economy or whatever. I don't know why I got into that. I wanted to try to make this like personal, or like the idea that something is like nonsensical or whatever, and like it doesn't, like the idea that Russians like have like resources and shit, like that they have. Dude, I'm thinking about what I'm trying to say. The decision-making processes or whatever don't make any sense. I mean, maybe they do with the Chinese, but dude, like you have a like this idea of like, so you want to know something? What I'm trying to tell you, getting back to what I was talking about before. Like I'm off on some other idea or whatever. The most important thing to realize is that you have a situation, right, where there's the thing with RT and Julian Assange and Edward Snowden and stuff like that, right? You have this thing or whatever where they go, oh, we're going to protect these people or whatever, right? And we're not going to protect this person or whatever. Dude, it's the same goddamn concept in regards to the apparatus of the state. And you want to know something? Dude, I don't know what the fuck Edward Snowden is thinking, because I think that this shit, like when you look at COVID and what's going on with me, and when I took a vacation in 2018, I went from all through Europe, well, most of it or whatever, and then into Russia, and then to Japan or whatever. And dude, there's one fucking thing that I noticed with absolute certainty is there is no borders or like side backroom deals struck or whatever. Or no, why the fuck? I'm saying dude, there's nobody, not backroom deals, but like, there's nobody that comes out of the woodwork and talks to me and sees what the fuck I want or what I'm thinking about or whatever you want to say. Nobody's doing any sort of deal with me. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? So you know what the fuck that means? Like when you talk about like these, like Alex Jones or whatever, he talks about a globalist elite or whatever. Dude, that shit is totally legit. It's totally legit. There are no fucking borders. You're talking about like a one world government of some kind. Absolutely no fucking question about it. Because, dude, like attached to the idea of global fascism. Seriously. And that's why I wanted to say this or whatever in regards to the video that I made before. Because, like, dude, this idea that you have that, like, there's all these separate borders and shit, and, like, you have all separate countries and all that kind of shit, dude, I don't think that's the case. I think you're talking about a globalist, fascist surveillance system or whatever that you can't, no matter where you go in the world, you can't avoid it. Okay? Because that's what I experienced when I took my vacation. That's one thing that I noticed with absolute certainty. Okay? Is that you got rich people who control the money supplies of whatever you want to say, and then you have everyone well, maybe not everybody, but like you have a certain sort of class or whatever below those people or whatever, and that's basically all it is. But the decision making process or whatever in regards to the way that they make decisions is absolutely fucking absurd because it doesn't make any sense. It's like, how the fuck do I not fit into the same exact category because you made a decision back in the fucking 80s to not do business with me? You go, oh, you're doing like cocaine or some shit in the fucking 80s, and you're like, we don't like this guy or whatever, we're gonna get rid of him. It's like, dude, you wanna know something? If that's the case, dude, I got news for you. The way that your persona should shape, what it should shape into, is, if you have to ask me, the way it would make the most amount of sense, okay, is that you fucking execute Julian Assange, and you execute, if Edward Snowden is still in Russia, you execute Edward Snowden, or he winds up dead mysteriously, and then you kill that other guy, Navalny or whatever, okay? That's the vibe that you should be cultivating, whatever you want to say, because that's how you think about the world, dude. Like, if all three of those people, dude, if you think about it, they're technically threatening your way of life, right? And that's the same thing that I was doing. I was threatening your way of life. That's why you got rid of me. You go, I'm not dealing with this fucking loser ass, whatever the fuck he is, and like trying to however we have to interact with him or whatever, we're not dealing with that shit. I'm dealing with people who are they're in my family. I'm not gonna this fucking loser kid is not in my family, and I don't give a shit about anything that he has to say. So that's the same thing, and it's the idea of like this monopoly snowball or whatever that could have potentially gotten out of control. So dude, think about it. I am a threat to your way of life, okay? Whether you're talking about Ukrainians in Russia, right? And all those three other guys are the same fucking concept. They're a threat to your way of life. So if you're getting rid of me, why the fuck would you not get rid of them? Seriously, that's what I'm saying. Your shit doesn't make any sense. And you can be like, oh, it does make sense. Yeah, just like that guy, Brian Rose, where he goes, hey, memory is not intelligence or whatever, right? Yeah, okay, memory is not intelligence or whatever. Dude, memory is fucking everything, okay? That's why I'm talking to you right the fuck now, okay? This shit, dude, your shit is, dude, I think that there must be some sort of parasite or some shit, or maybe you guys are fucking aliens. Like, maybe that could be an explanation of the way that you think about things, or maybe you have some sort of wishful thinking in regards to including all people into some sort of global experience of some kind, and the reality of it is that, you know, there's a lot of people who probably don't give a shit about you, just like you didn't give a shit about me. There's probably a lot of people who don't give a shit about you, whoever the fuck you are. It goes both fucking ways, okay? They don't give a shit about you, or whatever, right? And dude, think about it. If they have access to guns and nuclear weapons and chemical weapons and whatever the fuck else it is, okay? That shit is not gonna eventually turn out. I don't understand how this whatever the fuck this is, it just continues to maintain this ridiculous equilibrium based off of one fucking guy that to my understanding, I'm pretty fucking sure that you think is God. Okay, like that's how I'm pretty sure that this is how this idea functions. You think you want me to fucking think that there's a God or whatever, and then you kill God or whatever, and then God comes back or some shit to life or whatever, and like it's completely fucking ridiculous. Dude, you want to know something? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that fucking idea. I don't see what the fuck else we would be talking about. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to say those things that shit makes no sense to me. And, I don't know. Maybe you probably won't watch this video, but, I'm just talking to nobody. And yeah, so I don't know, dude. You want to know something? I don't think that, dude. What are you in the process of doing? Like, the Chinese they're like fucking alien. They got alien technology or some shit, or they're like basically gray aliens, and you have absolutely no chance of forming any sort of cohesive structure or whatever, so you're just gonna lay down and die and like mix together with like all kinds of weird fucking people. Dude, I'm pretty sure that's what the fuck we're looking at. Seriously, let's we'll mix together with the blacks. If they let us. That's the key word. Dude, if they let you, because you want to know something? I'm pretty sure that they're not, across the board, they're not gonna let you. So, I mean, dude, maybe if, you'll have like a few people here and there or whatever that like, they have like, whatever, I don't know who the fuck these people are. Like, seriously, it seems, you know what's weird is, for some reason, in my head, when I think about the people who get to fuck these people, like, it's people who are, like, masculine. And what's weird is that I don't think that the people who are fucking these like, Asians or blacks or whatever the fuck it is, I don't know if they're super masculine, whatever. I don't know. I would argue whether, I don't know how I know this or whatever, but I don't even know if they even have access to like any sort of firearm. I think they might own like a fucking laptop or some shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't even have a drone on it. Like, they're just like sending emails and shit to their fucking friends. So that's kind of weird too, because when I think about somebody who is gonna fuck people like this, for some reason, I think about a guy with like a 100-round drum machine gun, and he can go into like the hood or like a mall or something, and just start killing, or like wherever, like whatever you want to say. For some reason, like, I think about a dude like that he'll just go into some place and just start killing. Like, if something stupid happens socially, like, he'll just go into a place like that and just kill like 20, 30 fucking people, and like, and he'd be like, oh, you think you're smart or whatever, and you don't want to create the future race or whatever the fuck. It's like, then guess what? This is what you get or whatever. You know what I mean? And like, it's totally, dude, if you have to ask me what's going on with me and then what's going on just like socially or whatever, what I'm trying to say, it's totally this like a rapist mentality or whatever. It's not based on like fucking like respect. If you have to ask me, it's like like a man takes what he wants type shit, right? Whatever the fuck. So, okay, that's my other ideas that I had. So I wasted 25 minutes talking about stupid shit. Okay.